Okay, friends, we're starting off laying down. So get comfortable. And start to find that really big breath. Okay, big inhales, big exhales. That's what we're looking for. I want to find your rib cage expanding to be huge. Feel that expansion in your belly and your back too. And maybe just to kind of really feel that expansion happening, you take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, and then you can feel them rise and fall with your breath. Continue to lengthen and deepen your breath until the rise and fall are so slow. And so complete. And then find the true bottom and the true top of your breath. Okay, at the very top of your inhale, hold it up there, take in a little more air. And then hold for a few seconds. Find an exhale that's equally deep and complete, squeezing all the air out. Squeeze more out. See if you can hold here. And maybe take a few more rounds of breath, just experimenting, holding at the top of the inhale. Hold at the bottom of the exhale. And find a rhythm that you can kind of sustain for a few more rounds, maybe 5 more rounds of that long, slow breath. Just playing with the boundaries of breath. Continue to feel that big expansion across your chest and belly. Last one. And then let your breath return back to its more natural pace. Still deep and slow. So maybe a little less controlled. Letting the hold at the top or the bottom of the breath be more of a hover. And keep your big breath moving as we begin to move around and just bring some gentle warmth and circulation to your body. So we can start out with some windshield wipers. Bring your knees up close, or your feet up close by your hips, so your knees point up. And we can walk the feet away from each other and start to windshield wiper them side to side. Okay, I like to do this with cactus arms. So let's cactus arm it against the ground. And then the nice thing about just movement in general is that you can always decide whether you want to be very gentle in a posture and very restorative, just kind of letting gravity do the work, or whether you want to activate the posture a little more. And so you're always kind of adjusting how much do you want to activate this or that movement or posture. That being said, feel free to really press your upper body against the floor and feel your chest spread open. Okay, next time your knees are pointing up, pause there, okay? And then just knock them together. And then maybe once you knock the knees together, you can scoot your low back to be a little more firmly on the ground, okay? A little more neutral in the low back. And then we're gonna start to move the upper body. So I call it long cactus, tiny cactus. So your cactus arms are on the floor. They're kind of scraping the floor with the palm facing up. Can you keep that palm up, scraping floor feeling as you inhale and reach your arms back to make long cactus? Okay, think of reaching out, but you're still keeping a long neck. And as you exhale, pull, scrape your arms against the floor, elbows down by your ribs, tiny cactus. So we'll do it a few more times. Reach up like you're grabbing onto a bar. And exhale, pull down on the bar, tiny cactus. Keep it going. Inhale, long. Grab. Exhale, tiny. Pull. And feel your back body warming up. Okay, that upper body, the shoulders, your chest. You can make this really passive and gentle or really strong and warming. Let's do it 3 more times. 2 more. 1 more. And then reach your arms out long. Relax your upper body. Reach your legs out long too. We'll get a little long here, just reaching out. Maybe through one arm and leg more than the other. And then get a sense that as long as you are here, you can still pull your low back down to the floor, okay? You always have a gentle engagement of that belly button and all your abdominal musculature downward. And that's gonna keep the low back safe, okay? And when you engage all that abdominal help, your back gets the message, oh, it's okay for me to let go. And we can release so much back tension just by strengthening the abdominals. Okay, friends? So we'll start to move just a little bit here, nice and gentle. We're gonna bring the left leg up and the right arm. See if you can just tap that leg somewhere. And then bring it back to the ground. And switch sides. Left arm, right leg. Tap. And back to the ground. You can think of exhaling to tap and inhaling to float back to the floor. So we're just beginning to move your hip and shoulder joints a little bit more. But I want you to get a sense that you're moving from your core. So you feel the core's role in controlling each arm and leg as it lifts and lowers. So the belly button is strong. Okay, a leg is a pretty heavy thing to lift, so you should be feeling it. If you decide that you want to reach higher on the leg, you can try to reach a little higher. And you can even get a little extra core work if you like by sliding your fingers up the leg to get that extra bit of abdominal challenge. So we'll take a few more rounds just like this. Maybe 3 more long and slow. 2 more. Last one. All right, relax yourself onto the floor next time you come down. Okay, allow your front body to rest. Maybe feel some nice heat in your abs, in your core that we built. Walk your feet up back close to you again, okay? But this time, let's keep the feet hip width and let's keep the knees hip width too. So you can imagine that you have a big encyclopedia book. It's really thick and you need to hold it between your knees. So put it between your knees, hold that encyclopedia. It's really heavy, so you have to squeeze it with the whole inside of both legs. Okay, feel that core light up, nice and strong. And we'll inhale to lift the hips high. And exhale to roll them down. So let's take a few more. Inhale up. Exhale down, rolling that spine like a super snaky thing. One vertebra up at a time. One vertebra down at a time. And you can make robot arms here if you like, pressing your arms into the floor. Feel your back body waking up here. So your glutes getting kind of gently warmed, your hamstrings, your core for sure. And remember to keep your nose pointing straight up. Okay, next time you come up, hold right here for just a little bit and breathe. Look straight up, okay? Long in your neck. Hold that encyclopedia between your knees and lift your hips. You could stay right here, or perhaps you want to experiment with interlacing your fingers underneath your back and scooching your shoulder blades under your heart to create a really big open space across your chest. Big breath as you push that floor. One more breath here. Are you holding your encyclopedia? Come down slowly with your snaky spine. Snake it down. Whew. All right, bring your knees in. You can grab one knee in each hand and just circle it out here. Okay, we want to think of kind of massaging each hip. We've built some heat. Now let's circulate and massage things in each joint. So roll the other way. Okay, and next time your legs come back inward, go ahead and drop your feet back to the floor. And we'll start to really get into each hip. So right side first, we'll get the right knee in. You can grab behind the knee if you have a sensitive knee or an injury, but you can grab the shin if you don't mind compressing your knee joint, okay? And start to pull that knee in towards your chest. Pull it in. Okay, and it might be tender, so just be respectful of what your hip's needing. Notice how the hip crease feels, okay? In between your thigh and your hips. Sometimes it'll be kind of intense. Okay, we'll take a few more breaths here. Remember to press your back into the floor. Feel your rib cage lift upward. And if you want a little more, if this is not quite working yet, you're not feeling it, you can maybe press into your hands a little bit with your knee So like your knee's trying to get away and your hands are trying to pull it back. Try that. That sometimes will really light the posture up if you need a little something. All right, friends. Maybe one more breath right here as you maybe resist your hands a little. And then let's release that leg just enough that you can take your hands behind the thigh. So if you were grabbing your shin, now we're all behind the thigh. And we're going to start to flex the right foot. So big flex in your ankle. Think that your toes are trying to touch your nose and your heel wants to get away from you. So we have a nice extension in the knee. However, if it's too much to extend fully, just extend partially. Okay, it's whatever your leg is thinking it's good with right now. So we always listen to the hamstring. Ground your shoulder blades and start to flex and extend. So press the heel high and then pull it into your glute. And we'll take a few breaths here. Press the heel high, pull it in. So notice how your hamstring is feeling about this. You can feel it moving under your hands probably. It's a big group of muscles. And as you move the knee, can you also be pulling it in towards your heart? So we're combining this hamstring stretch with this hip flexor stretch. And remember to keep the foot active and flexed. Okay, one more like that, and let's hold and breathe, okay? You can extend the leg just as much as you want, okay? Make sure it feels right, and then continue to pull that knee towards your heart. Ground your shoulder blades. Flex the foot. You might feel some great opening across the back of the leg. Just make sure you don't feel any pain. Always back off. Okay, one more breath right here. And then let that go. Go ahead and bend the right knee again. Okay, let go of it. And we're just gonna stack the right ankle, which is still flexed, by the way, on the left knee, and let the right knee drop away. So building kind of a figure 4 shape here. With your right ankle flexed, continue to press the right knee away from you, using the strength of your right outer hip. So I want to feel the outer hip working to draw the knee away. Your inner hip can release. So we're going to take some figure 4 arms here. And we'll just move, not figure 4 arms. These are cactus arms. The legs are figure 4 legs. So our cactus arms will be up top and we'll have figure 4 legs, and we'll just start to twist side to side with this crisp figure 4 shape. So try to keep it kind of crisp. Okay, as you find a little rhythm with it, start looking away from your knees. Inhale through center and exhale to twist. And keep that right outer hip working. Keep it rocking. Next time your right knee drops over to the right, just let it fall on the floor, okay? So from here, we'll build a really nice gentle twist that we can just breathe in. And we really only need to change one thing. Just walk your left foot over to the left. Walk it over to the left. Let your legs fall as low as you'd like them to fall. Okay, pull that belly button inward and start to gently press against the floor. Okay, you're going to look away from your knees over to the left. Big breath here. You can be very gentle with this and barely resist the floor at all. Or you can be very strong with it and put the floor and really try to push the floor away from you. Big breath into your chest. Big exhales into your belly. Maybe one more breath right here. All right, friends, we're going to rock the figure 4 shape through center. So return through that figure 4 that we were just in, and then allow the left knee to drop to the left. And the right foot will probably just step on the floor somewhere near the left knee. So just allow them to fall. And you, of course, are looking away from your knees over to the right. So let's breathe here for a bit. Of course, we want some gentle activation, don't we? So we want to think of moving the right knee away. Move the right knee away. Breathe into that right hip. It should feel like a great opening feeling across the right hip, maybe up into your low back even. Send your breath where you feel it most. Maybe one more breath here, okay? As you're ready, come back to that figure 4 and both feet down on the ground. Take some windshield wipers here. Take a moment to notice while you do a few more rounds how the left hip feels compared to the right. And we are ready to do the other side. So come back up with your knees and we'll just switch sides. So we have the left knee coming in. You can hook the front of the shin or the back of your thigh. Either way, squeeze it in towards your heart. Breathe deeply, press the shoulders down. So I think it takes any posture a while to kind of settle in. So once you settle into this, and it might be really intense and you don't need to deepen it at all, but for some of you, you're not really going to feel a whole lot, and that's fine. So try activating it. Try pressing the knee into your hand, pulling back on the knee with your hands. When in doubt, we can always add some resistance to make things a little more interesting. So massaging that hip crease from the inside here. You're also giving your organs a really nice massage. Okay, balancing out those internal organs, toning them. One more breath here. And then let's release that knee and extend it, okay? You can extend it fully or partially, of course, but interlace your fingers around the back of the knee and start to push into that heel. So flexing the ankle. And then let's flex and extend the knee. Flex and extend. Keep that ankle active, super flexed ankle all the time. And do your best to continue to pull the knee in towards your heart as you ground your shoulder blades. So everything moving down here, except that heel. Feel a great stretch all up and down your hamstring, the whole back of your leg. Next time you extend the knee, let's hold it there. Extend and hold. So remember, engage inward, pull that knee in, ground the shoulder blades, and breathe into that hamstring. You could do little things like flexing the ankle more, pulling on it more, extending the knee more. Maybe one more big breath in right here. And let it go. So we're going to build a figure 4 shape on the other side. So if you bend your left knee, keep the left ankle nice and flexed, then you can stack it on the right knee. Okay, figure 4 arms work well here. Sorry, cactus arms. Keep wanting to say figure 4 arms, but the legs are figure 4 still. And we'll start to rock them side to side. So let them fall one way, let them fall the other way. Feel free to close your eyes, look away from your knees when they fall. Keep that left outer hip active. So we still have a crisp figure 4 shape. Okay, nice twisting in your low back. Nice massage for your glutes and your outer hip. Next time your left knee falls to the left, let it drop all the way to the floor and just let it be. So we'll try a little twist on this side, and all we really need to do is move the right foot further to the right, and you decide how low you want your knees to drop, okay? You might like them further up to be more gentle, further down to be more firmly getting down into that hip, that outer hip. But we'll just breathe here. And then remember to use your upper and your lower body to gently resist the floor. Decide how much or how little. One more really long, slow breath right here. Let's bring the legs through that figure 4 shape and let them fall to the right. So the right knee and the left foot have now fallen to the floor. So we're going to look to the left, of course, and start to move that left knee away. So flexing that left outer hip. Breathe here. Breathe into that left hip. Okay, the more you strengthen that outer hip, the more the inner hip is able to let go. So if you put your hand on the kind of the outside of your left hip, you'll feel the flexing when you move the knee away. That's what you want. One more breath here, yogis. And bring yourself back to center. Both feet back on the floor. Take a few more windshield wipers here. So notice the left and right hips should both be feeling a bit soft and easy compared to when you started this practice about a half hour ago. Notice if all the twisting in the spine has helped to relieve any tension in your chest and shoulders. Next time your knees point up, just pause there. And then you can knock them together to make a tent shape here, finding a nice release downward in your low back. And then from here, take one hand. So you can start with your right. Just take your right hand, palm down, and just slide it under your right glute and then sit on it. And do the same with your left. Palm down, slide it under your left glute and then sit on it. Keep a little bit of a bend in your knees. But get your elbows so that they're kind of under you. You can kind of scooch them under. Keep your nose pointed up, okay, and a nice little tuck in your chin. And then take this really slowly. Start to press your elbows into the floor. And you'll feel your shoulder blades start to lift your heart up, okay? So you can keep a nice tuck in your chin here and still drop your head if you feel good about that. But keep breathing. We'll take a few more breaths. Just lift your shoulder blades up, 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 up into that rib cage. Lift it high. Tuck the chin. Take a few more breaths here into your big spread open rib cage. Maybe lift the rib cage that much higher for this last breath. Okay, and start to relax your elbows. Okay, pull that chin further into your chest, and we've come all the way down here. So take a moment to take your hands out from underneath you. Bring your feet in towards your chest, or your knees in towards your chest. And you can reach for your shins. You want to think of taking your arms on the inside of your knees. And just start to let your arms be extra heavy, drawing your knees downward. So you should feel a nice stretch along your inner thigh and your hip. And this might be where you'd like to stay, or once you feel comfortable, you can walk your hands up to your hips. What are these? Your ankles? I'm having a hard time remembering what parts are called today. And then you might walk your hands to the outside of your feet. I like to do thumb and bunny fingers around each big toe. So kind of find what you want. And then allow your feet to step up toward the ceiling. Start to rock here. Okay, sometimes it's nice to kind of playfully extend one knee and then bend that knee, kind of playing side to side, extend and bend. And then you can experiment with maybe extending both knees at one time. See how you feel about that. And then bending both knees to bring the feet in together. You can try that a few times. Extend. Bring them together. Extend. And bring them together. Okay, next time your feet are together, wrap your hands around both feet, if they reach. If your hands don't reach, then you just grab your shins and keep your feet together. So if you could, bring your feet a little closer towards you and settle your shoulder blades on the floor. Let's just take a few breaths here, okay? Squeezing those feet inward as maybe you try to press the knees away from you. Maybe that's too much, okay? Just kind of feel it out. All right, lift lift your chest as you drop your shoulders. Maybe one more really big, long breath here. All right, release your legs. And let them just come out long on the mat. Okay, hands down by your side as well. And we're just gonna find a resting posture here. So breathe through your nose. Okay, we'll finish off the practice just being and just noticing all the sensations that we cultivated. Notice if the breath is any deeper than it was when we started practicing. Just letting the breath run kind of free now, not controlling it anymore. Let your body relax into the same sense of freedom. Just 100% ease in your body right now. No activation, no resistance, just ease. Give yourself this time just to be still and notice how you're feeling. Please keep resting like this for as long as you can. This is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thanks so much for joining.